Israel-Iran News Today. Gaza genocide might land Netanyahu in jail. American President Joe Biden spoke with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu as diplomatic efforts to negotiate a long-sought truce intensified. Last week, Iranian President Ebrahim Raisi arrived in Islamabad with the world on his shoulders. His country has ordered missile strikes within Israel in response to Israel striking Iran's embassy in Syria. Global North pressure and denunciation were fast and overwhelming. All this while the Gaza genocide garners global attention. Already a pariah, the Iranian president arrived in Pakistan amid global outrage. Not 4 months before the visit, Iran and Pakistan exchanged airstrikes. Perhaps the visit was tense. President Raisi and the Pakistani leadership didn't seem embarrassed discussing missiles, airstrikes, and conflict in the Middle East and Europe. That was for the Iran-Pakistan gas pipeline. For 2 decades, the pipeline was a pipe dream after its early 1990s proposal. A gas pipeline would connect Iran, Pakistan, and India. It would provide Iran buyers for its massive gas reserves and provide a continuous, inexpensive supply of gas without seaport imports. Things didn't go as planned. Pakistan and Iran completed the contract after India withdrew in 2009. Iran has built its share of the pipeline since then, but Pakistan has repeatedly postponed its participation out of fear of U.S. sanctions. The situation is more complicated. Pakistan risks a huge penalties if it breaks its promise. The Pakistani administration faces that equation. Risk in international penalties or U.S. retaliation and economic hardship. How should the Pakistani government react? What they do with the gas determines the answer. Overstaying a concept. Iran sought gas sales in the 1990s. By then, the sanctioned nation had discovered some of the world's greatest natural gas reserves. International relations prevented them from selling despite their low prices. Exporting natural gas usually has several methods. Liquidizing the gas, LNG, transporting it in special vessels across the sea, and unloading it in floating docks that convert and transport it to pipelines is the favored way. Iran could sell to neighbors since worldwide markets were unavailable. Iran would supply gas from their reserves to Pakistan and possibly India via gas pipeline. Gas pipes are convenient, affordable, and cut gas costs. Since pipeline construction is a one-time expenditure and maintenance is lower than expected, a partnership with neighbors eliminates transport costs. Despite problems like inflexibility in delivery places and sabotage, overland gas pipelines are economically viable on practically all continents. Literature has thoroughly documented this. Most people agree that natural gas pipes are cheaper over shorter distances. LNG is better for long lengths above 4,000 kilometers. Pipelines are cheaper than LNG for distances under 3,200 kilometers. And their network characteristics provide reliability and economies of scale for gas pipeline transportation. For this, a pipeline from Iran to Pakistan to India was ideal. South Pars gas field supplied the gas. Iran and Qatar share ownership of the world's largest gas field. For context, the field is 9,800 feet below the seafloor, 1/3 the size of Mount Everest. From here, gas would travel across southern Iran, Balochistan via Gwadar, and India. Starting the process requires collaboration that the 3 countries lacked. Plans varied. Indian and Iranian officials discussed a 1993 agreement to commission a shallow water offshore pipeline pre-feasibility study in early 1995. India also considered deep-sea pipelines from Oman and Qatar. These failed owing to exorbitant prices and political issues. The only sensible project was an Iran-Pakistan-India pipeline. Initial feasibility evaluations were promising. For the Iran-Pakistan-India (IPI) Peace Pipeline, Iran will build a 56-inch diameter pipeline from its gas resource over 1,000 kilometers. Hyderabad, Pakistan, 800 kilometers from the Iran-Pakistan border, would be its offtake location. It would then reach Barmer in India and 250 kilometers into the third nation. The South Pars field in Iran to Barmer in India would be 2,700 kilometers long, making it commercially viable.